guys, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be talking about my beauty empties. These are all the products that I used up in the month of April. I have not that many items to talk about, to be completely honest. I kind of feel like this year it's been very cyclical with my empties. So one month I'll have a huge amount of empties, a ton of products that I finished off, and then the next month it's really quite minimal. And I don't know, I'm wondering if that's going to be a trend for this year for myself, because I feel like that's kind of how it's gone so far. And even at the tail end of last year, it was like one month really heavy and then the next month very light with empties. So who knows? Anyways, I am just gonna hop into it because I always get just ridiculously rambly at the very beginning and then at the very end of the video. So let's just hop into all of the empties. I'm gonna start with makeup, and there are only two makeup items that I finished up this month, both from my Project Pan. These are both from the 9 in 2019, so you would have seen me talk about these both in my most recent update. Words. So the first one I have here is the Lock It Brightening Powder from Kat Von D. This is in the shade Petal. Use this guy up. It was a decent setting powder. I have nothing bad to say about it, but I just didn't find that I loved this as much as my Too Faced Peach Perfect. I find that that just locks everything in, and my concealer does not budge with that powder at all. I find that that is just the most effective setting powder for me personally, because it just leaves everything just glued to my face basically. This one, however, I did find I would have a little bit of creasing, nothing unmanageable. But it just was not my absolute favorite, so I'm glad to have used this up, gotten it out of my collection. And then the other item I'm really proud of, this is the no. What? This is the Body Shop Honey Bronzer, and I used this guy up. You guys know this has been in a couple different Project Pans, so beyond happy that this is finally out of my life. This was shade 1, which is the lightest shade that they offer, so very fair. I'm definitely like a light skin tone, not a fair skin tone, definitely not into the light and medium kind of tone, but for having light skin, this was a little bit too fair for me, so I'd really build it up, and that's how I was able to get so much progress, I think. Yeah, I'm really happy to get this out of my collection because this is definitely, I want to say it was 6 years old. Ooh, 5 years old? I don't really know. Either way, far too old to have a bronzer kicking around, so really glad to use this up. I'm going to be tossing this, so I just wanted to talk about this really quickly. This is the Eco Tool sponge. You guys know I love this sponge so much. I think this is my favorite sponge option, whether drugstore or high-end. I just think that this is such a good and effective sponge. I feel like it really helps blend out a variety of different types of bases, so I can use this with something like the Complexion Rescue from Bare Minerals, which is a really lightweight tinted moisturizer, or I can use this with heavier foundations like my Fenty Pro Filter, and I feel like it really does work, whereas other sponges, I find they work for either one or the other, or that kind of thing. Like the Real Technique sponge only works for full coverage foundations for me because it's much more dense, so I feel like it just kind of like does not work well with thinner, more lightweight foundations. They just kind of smear on my face and not like blend nicely into the skin. But this works with everything, and I love this edge on here. I love everything about this sponge, to be completely honest. So I will be repurchasing. I have not yet because I do have a Real Techniques and a Beauty Blender still in my repertoire. But yeah, I would love to get my hands on another one of these guys because this is just so good. It's just my absolute favorite for powder, for foundation, for concealer, everything. Love, just love it. This right here is truly a bizarre phenomenon, if you ask me. This is the Kale Polish Casino Night Polish, and as you can see, it once was a glitter nail polish, and it now looks like this. I don't know. I did put the Seche Vite top coat into it because I was finding that there wasn't enough nail polish in this product to pick up the glitter, so every time I tried to use it, the glitter was very like unevenly dispersed and it was very sparse. So I ended up just pouring the Seche Vite top coat into this bottle, and the next time I went to reach for it, they had all disintegrated into this awful brown goop. So don't do that. Just don't do what I did with the glitter nail polish. Maybe use a clear polish instead if you want to try to pick up the most that you can, or just consider it done. I just really wanted to finish it all the way up, and apparently it didn't want to be finished. So that's really, really messed up. I find this very, very strange, but I wanted to share it with you guys instead of just like tossing it. I wanted to share what the heck happened here. So very weird, but yeah, kind of interesting. Has that happened to anyone else? Have you ever tried to like revive a glitter polish and something bizarre like that happen? Let me know. So I wanted to finish off several shampoos that were like on their last legs in my collection in my shower, because I really just love the Avalon Organics clarifying shampoo, the lemon one. And I didn't want to repurchase it until I kind of worked my way through other shampoo options in my shower. So I have a couple different things here that I finished off. The first one is the Devons New Shampoo. This is supposed to be a really nourishing shampoo for brittle hair. I don't have brittle hair, but my hairdresser actually had told me to get this because I have a really sensitized scalp and I really need something that is color protecting. So when I had my purple hair, when she did my hair purple, she said that I should get something like this because it will help with my sensitive scalp to nourish it, but it won't strip the color out of my hair. And to be honest, one, I found that this did strip the color from my hair when I had the purple in it. And two, I don't think I need nourishment on my scalp because of my sensitivity. I think actually what I need is clarifying shampoo to remove all of my like natural oils and product buildup in order to make my scalp feel at its best. So unfortunately, this was just not really a great option for me. I used this sparingly. I did not use this for every single wash. I could only use it when I didn't really need like a deep clean, but my hair needed to be revived. It just was not suited to what I really need for my scalp. But yeah, like not a bad shampoo, just not my favorite. So that's why it's been lingering in my shower for probably nearly a year now. And I finished up 2 sample packets of another Devons shampoo. These are the calming shampoo, which is to soothe sensitive scalps. And I had let my hairdresser know that the New was not working for my sensitive scalp or like my irritated scalp. So she suggested this one, and this was a nice shampoo again, but unfortunately by the end of day 1, I just felt like my scalp felt really itchy and really irritated. And so I'd have to go and wash my hair again just to revive my scalp. So this is just not something that's suited to me either. This was really nice that there was actually like a sample option to try it out before buying it. I really did like that, and I really do appreciate that. But unfortunately, those just don't work for my scalp either. I have such a fussy scalp. I don't know how else to describe it. And then this guy though, my scalp loved the shit out of this. This is the Brioche Scalp Revival. This is the charcoal and coconut oil micro exfoliating shampoo, and this is just a mini. I had this from a Brioche set, but I use it up entirely because I absolutely love it. I have the conditioner in this line as well, and my scalp adores it. So I'm really happy to have discovered this, but damn, is it expensive. I can't justify purchasing a full size of it quite yet, but I might end up indulging eventually because this really felt so nice and cooling and just fresh on my scalp. It felt so revitalized, and this would keep my hair clean for days on end without having that irritated feeling after a day or whatever. It just truly was a miracle. I absolutely love this shampoo so much. I understand why it has the price point that it does, because this is a more natural brand. It does it's a cleaner brand, I should say, not more natural, but it's super effective. It's so good. And I could leave my hair without having to be washed for probably a good 4 days without even needing dry shampoo after using this. So it was super effective, and the price point is warranted when you don't have to wash your hair all the time, I'd say. The only thing is the pot delivery system, not my absolute favorite, simply because in the shower it can get a little bit messy. I do think I wasted a little bit of product losing it down the drain, but I love this so much. I highly recommend it if you have a really sensitive scalp like myself, really irritable scalp. So good. This is the Certain Dry Antiperspirant. This one is the roll-on and this is the clinical strength formula. I'm too sweaty for this, so I would use this like it says, to use it at nighttime, and then in the morning you can like shower or clean your armpits and put on your normal deodorant for the day, I suppose. And I just could not get this to work for me. It really irritated my armpits also, so if I had like shaved my armpits, because I shower at night, so if I shave my armpits and then I would put this on like even a couple hours later, it still really bothered my underarms, and they would get so itchy and irritated, and then the next morning to put on deodorant on top of that was just bothersome. I could not make this work for me, so I couldn't even see if the effects really worked, but I'm a very sweaty person, so I wanted something like this to work. Now, Certain Dry is the only antiperspirant that I know of that is cruelty-free, so I might get the stick one just to give it a try, because I know antiperspirants might be controversial, but I can be really gross. So I would like to maybe have something as an option for those days when I know it's gonna be hot and I'm gonna be really like active and I don't wanna be the sweatiest person. So this did not work for me. I tried literally for like 6 months to make it work, and I can't make it work for me. So unfortunately, this is just no bueno. And then I have a couple of skincare products as well. This one is the First Aid Beauty Pure Skin Face Cleanser. This is a really nice, gentle cleanser. However, now that my skin is more on the normal dry kind of side, I do find that this can be a little bit stripping. Not to the point where my skin feels really parched, but it can feel a little bit on that like squeaky clean kind of side. And so it's not my absolute favorite cleanser. It's not a bad cleanser by any means. I would reach for this mostly on days when I had like a full coverage kind of makeup on and I had it on for like 10+ hours and I just really wanted my skin to feel clean and like everything was taken off of it. I would use this after my cleansing oil. I'm shocked that it felt really stripping on me, because in the past I've used this and I didn't have that kind of issue, but my skin used to be so much more oily. I think it's just the way that my skin is changing now that I kind of felt like this was a little bit more stripping. So it's not something that I'll pick up in the immediate future. It's something that I don't dislike though. So if I ever got it in a set, like this came actually in a set with the Ultra Repair Cream and the turmeric mask. If I found a set that this was in, it's not like I would not buy the set because I don't like this. I would actually buy it and have it on hand for those kind of instances, but it's not something I'm gonna go out and purchase on its own either. Does that make sense? This guy is the Drunk Elephant Marula oil. This is the smaller size, but it is kind of pricey. I don't remember what the price on this one is, but this did last me quite some time. This lasted me about a year, and it's a beautiful facial oil. I really did savor every last drop of this. This is so good. It really does help to nourish the skin and make your skin feel really hydrated and plump. I really did love it. It's something that I would love to purchase in the future, but the price point, I cannot justify it right now because I do have a couple other facial oils on hand. So maybe once I finish off what I already have and I reevaluate at that time, this might be something that I do end up picking up and having as the sole facial oil in my collection, because I found this to be so effective both morning and night, and on top of moisturizer or on its own, it just felt so good on my skin, and my skin just felt just really plump and really hydrated. So yeah, definitely something that I would grab in the future, but I don't know right now. I might try out the marula oil from The Ordinary and see what I feel about that. I might end up trying out the rosehip oil from The Ordinary and just kind of see if those are things that can replace that. But I really did like the Drunk Elephant one. And I mean, if you're feeling splurgy, I wouldn't say no. It is so good. And this last item looks super busted up. This is the Derma E Eye Cream. I think this is the third one of these that I've been through, but this time I actually cut into it and I found I had like another week's worth of use in here once I did that. So I was very happy to discover that, because the last few times I did not cut into it. So that's kind of disappointing that I had missed that much product in the past, but now I know for the future. I did repurchase this. This is just kind of my go-to eye cream because I feel like it works both morning and night. It gets the job done. It lasts for a few months, and I don't think it's too expensive based on how long it will last me. And it truly works underneath of like all concealers. It works alongside other skincare perfectly. So yeah, this is just something that I think I'll always have in rotation. I don't think I really want to stray from this eye cream. So yeah, that was everything that I finished off this past month. It definitely was not like the biggest ever empties video, but I feel really accomplished, still continuously making progress, getting things out of my collection that I love, but also getting things out that, you know, are just kind of lingering. So I feel like it was a really good mix of items that I finished off this past month. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed my empties, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.